I don't leave our musician out if we get a little intro to our next topic, our second course topic. Basically, our second course topic is that when you first see somebody that you want to talk to, what's your move? What do you do to go over and talk to them, to initiate the conversation, to eventually strike up a conversation with them in the hopes of, I don't know, working out a first date with them? So, I mean, I feel free, jump in, whoever. Tyler.
What's your offensive defense?
Well, you could be offensive or defensive. You play the passive game, play the hard to get game, or I see I'm offensive. I don't know what to do defensively.
Personally, I think one of the best moves you have to do is you have to make there be excuses that you're around that person. So therefore, I've never had success meeting a girl in a bar just by walking up to her and saying some cheesy pickup line. You have to run into the person either with two things you have in common, or by, if you see a person, at a random place and you're attracted to them, if you go into them, you start small talk by something that is going on in that situation, and it's less threatening. The person's not defensive because they don't feel like you're hitting on them, and it becomes more conversational rather than you just going up and simply asking the person out. And that's the easiest way, I think, to introduce yourself.
Does anybody else want to maybe just comment on their first experience, or you could even go the other way? Like if you've been hit on before by someone that you have no interest in at all, what are your tactics to get rid of them?
But if someone's hitting on me and I'm uncomfortable, I mean, I'll be really nice and have like a slight conversation and then just kind of segue out.
Give me an example of a segue.
Well, where am I? What's the setting,
Well, let's go. We'll take Tyler's instance. You're at a bar, some guy's hitting on you.
Oh, okay. Well,
buys you a drink.
I work at the saloon,
okay.
So I'll be at work or something, and if somebody, is conversing with me and sort of hitting on me, I'll just immediately drop the boyfriend card. Immediately. So, oh yeah, my boyfriend, I'd love to do that, or he's over there, or something like that. Like I drop that I have a boyfriend, but like
working into the conversation.
Completely.
See, you know what?
It does work. The line also.
It's happened to me before. I know. I was saying I was going to ask this one girl on a date. We were in the computer room over at Temple University, and I was talking to her, and within the first 30 seconds, I guess she picked up on it. She segued the boyfriend right in. I think we were talking about movies or whatever, and she goes, "Oh, it's my boyfriend's favorite movie." And I'm like, really? It was like a chick flick. I'm like, really? That's his favorite movie?
Well, you don't want to be mean.
I'm thinking that in my head. I'm going, it's probably not his favorite movie. I think she was just working that into the conversation. So I walked out and I actually went back and asked her. I said, listen, I'm kind of doing a TV show. I just need to know something. Did you work your boyfriend in because you thought I was gonna ask you out? And she said no, which I think was a lie. But then I told her I go for the record. I was going to ask you out anyway. So let me think about that. But I want to go to talk to Kelly because you had the cargo shorts. You had your first impression of them was something totally that you didn't want. That you said that not something normally you would go for.
You look like a hippie.
Not a hippie.
Don't hate on hippies.
I don't hate, obviously don't hate on hippies, but yeah, it wasn't anyone that I ever thought I would go for, but it was just his entire personality, and like everyone was kind of drawn to him. We were both orientation advisors together, and that's how we met. It was like we would do group activities, and he was just kind of like the big personality out of the entire group, and everyone thought Ian was so funny and Ian was so much fun, and you just kind of do things to get into his group, you count off like ones and twos, so you kind of line up appropriately. You're like, oh wow, I'm in your group, stuff like that. But to comment on the awkward guy hitting on you, I mean, you can always just use the light conversation, ha ha ha, yeah, funny, and then you're just kind of like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom, or oh my god, that's my friend that I haven't seen in a year.
I have a big ring on my finger.
Yeah. And you just kind of weasel your way out and hope that he doesn't come back.
Right.
And sometimes they get the hint.
Drop a big enough hint that they know.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Amy, any horror stories from guys?
Go ahead, Amy, give them
Not too many. I mean, honestly, I mean, you hear a lot when you go out and have a couple drinks and you're sitting at the bar and you have these
vultures.
vultures. Basically, it is a good word, that are trying to hit on you, buy you drinks, and
We have the same.
Stuff with women, please.
I highly doubt that, Dr. Ferd.
When girls go out in their groups, is it true that you guys go out where there's some nights where you're just like, I don't care about guys? Or do you go out in a group of girls and actually look for guys to hit on you? Or do you do the hitting? I mean, like, it's got to work both ways. It can't just be guys that are only the offensive people.
We're really all not that much different than you.
There you go.
There it is. You heard it right here.
To be honest, it comes down to that. We're not at all. It's the way we behave that's different, but not really the way we think. In terms of going out, definitely, like, there's some nights, this may be hard for guys to understand, but, like, you do go out with your buddies, sometimes just to have a good time with your guys, to let loose. But girls do the same thing.
Yeah, but see, if there's a woman that comes along, all bets are off. Right? Am I right? Right? I mean, all bets are off. Then it becomes like, there's a competition now. I mean, that's the way it is sometimes.
Well, and that goes back to, like, the attraction thing. Whenever you're out with your guys and you single one girl out and she singles you out, that's how you know right off the bat it's going to work out, because you treat them differently than the other girls that they're with or the other guys that they're with. And you'll be able to notice that right away by how close she stands to you. Eye contact is a really big one. If someone can't hold eye contact with you, they're not interested.
Right.
But in terms of, like, going out and having a good time, like, I'll go out with my girlfriends to have a good time. Like, when you dance with your girlfriends, you know someone's not just going to try to grind up on you. You don't want that all the time, you know?
Right.
But
So it's also like a pretty big force field too. Like, no single guy is going to go in a group of 5 girls and try and make a move on somebody. He'll get eaten alive. So it's a good tactic there. That's why guys go in groups. It's like an army coming in.
And girls do that too. It's either for protection or for, you know, when guys see a girl that they like in the group of girls having a really good time, that's attractive to them. Like, she's laughing, she has a good time, she's surrounded by a bunch of girls, like, that's attractive. But like you said, I don't think guys or girls would approach one guy or one girl when she's in the middle of everyone.
No, not happening.
But I'll tell you, one thing that makes her interested in you is when she sets herself apart. I mean, she's going to walk in your direction. She's going to find an excuse, like you say. You know, you guys might not be aware that that's her excuse of wanting to come talk to you. But if she separates herself from the girls, that's indefinitely to try to get your attention.
What if she's playing hard to get, though? How do you decipher that information? Because girls do that. Girls, they play hard to get to see. Now it's a test to see, oh, well, how interested are you? Like, for the guy. And which I think is total bull, because, you know, guys show that they're interested. They shouldn't have to prove anything right up at first. But, I mean, girls play hard to get. Any reason why?
I think girls play hard to get because it just leads the chase. I mean, if we, yeah.
Everybody loves it.
You guys know who that is. Like, if a girl...
It's fun, too. It's one of the best parts of being single, is just going for the chase.